Sassy said something in studio a couple of minutes ago that I was ahead of her on 48 hours ago.
That I think I'm going to have to give up social media for a while. And it's just become such a, interestingly enough, it's not people being mean. It's become a doomsday place. I'm not always a fan of echo chambers, which obviously your algorithms will show you what you want to see, but it's too extreme. It's like the world is ending.
Yes.
And I'm not trying to invalidate the fact that there are possibly some scary times ahead, especially for certain groups. But it's giving me anxiety. It's making me panic when I'm scrolling and they're like, you need to make sure you have your international driver's license and an updated passport and a fully stocked bunker. And I'm like, what the hell is this? When did everyone lose their damn minds?
And the criticisms of every single move that's already being made and stuff like that. I had to do the same thing, man. Because, look, we've talked about this so many times. You get into that riptide of an algorithm. It is really hard to get out. Really hard. So if you were trying to invest in the election and trying to get both sides, your algorithm was really, really confused. And now that you're watching maybe one or two more on one side than the other, that's all you're getting. And the world is coming to an end on one side of my algorithm.
That is the most perfect analogy. Riptide of an algorithm.
Yeah.
Like when you're just getting pulled under and you can't get yourself out.
That
That is
man.
exactly what it feels like at times.
I have literally tried searching things on TikTok and Instagram that will trick the algorithm
To cleanse it?
To cleanse it.
Trying to cleanse you.
And give me some content that Abby comes in and the youth group is talking about because it sounds so fun out there. My TikTok is not fun.
Yeah, I mean, I was stuck in the doomsday for a little bit, but honestly, the only good thing that came out of it was finding out that wine was going to be a little bit more expensive. So I stocked up, and then I thought, okay, time for me to get on brain rot TikTok, and now it's just hot men.
But I think this is important to notice, is because my TikTok's never been quite this extreme, but it is now. And I think it's interesting that this riptide, love that phrase, can suck you in without you realizing it. And then all of a sudden you're on the extreme end of whatever your values are. Yes. And when you see every single video saying that, it can feel like that's reality, and it's not. And so I think whenever you look at any social media, keep in mind, like, even if the videos over and over again are telling you one thing, that is a small slice of the internet. And those social media companies want to keep you on. So they're going to show you that content. So you watch one, they'll give you more because they think that's going to suck you in longer. And all of a sudden you're like, everything's ending. But then you look outside and you're like, the sun is shining.
There are times where you will not even know that it's affecting you. But then in the middle of the day, maybe this is just me, maybe in the middle of the day, I'm doing a self-check and I'm like, why am I so bummed today? And I realized I just spent 45 minutes online scrolling through The World Is Coming to an End.
Okay, so everybody needs to get on my algorithm because I don't know what this says about me, but I am primarily on Instagram, and I obviously am like constantly like thumbing through reels and my For You page, and all I'm getting is a chicken that yells people's names.
Fantastic.
I'm getting fart videos,
Beautiful. Especially
especially those of kids. The scare pranks, I get those videos incessantly. So my Insta's a really fun place to be right now.
I would love to have yours.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
And I think more and more now, I think the trend is going to become here more often over the course of the next couple of months. People starting podcasts and more shows that truly are just delivering the news and doing it in a way that doesn't sway you one way or the other, because it's so evident to me, and it actually angers me now that I can see the manipulation happening on both sides. No matter, I'm going to use CNN and Fox as the example, but it pisses me off when I'm watching them and I can see the obvious slant and what they're trying to do. Now I've got to find a third option, and I think we're going to find more places where there's more moderate people that just want the news and let me make up my own mind.
I literally just talked to my husband, Chad, about this. I said, I mean, there is Al Jazeera, which I think is fairly nonpartisan, at least it used to be. But I was like, there is such a market for a news station to step in and simply just give unbiased news. And I think, honestly, that's what the American people really need, because we're so divided, and it doesn't help that our preferred news networks are contributing to this divide.
How often do you guys check in on news, and what do you use? I'm just curious.
I prefer to keep my head buried in the sand, so only when TikTok forces me to listen.
I think that's smart.
I don't use TikTok. If anything, I'll get it from Twitter, but Twitter is just as bad as TikTok as far as just feeding you whatever you believe.
same algorithm.
I can't remember the last time I clocked into Twitter.
Yeah, it's just as bad.
Is that right? And we have said before, like, it is a known fact now. Even the comment section is skewing towards what you believe. And this has a lot to do with why we're so, why we see things so differently.
That was crazy to me, finding out that my comments look different from your comments.
Yeah, right. Always.
That was bananas.
But you said it in studio, and I've been thinking it for days. So thank you for saying it.
Yeah.
The Bert Show.